back to the Artie Lange Show. We forgot Stephen A. Summers. Welcome to the schmooze. Stephen A. Summers fell for that. That is hilarious. Who else could that have been on the phone but him? There's no one else who sounds like that. My first guest is a real funny comic who just told me his favorite movie in college was Dirty Work.
It's a true story.
You should really rent The Sting. But thank you. That's very nice. I mean, Norm will be happy to hear that. Real funny guy who's got his debut album, Smiling at Wolves, coming out tomorrow.
It came out, just came out last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And your first album, and we're happy to have him here. Joe Zimmerman. What's up, buddy?
Just hanging out, happy to be here. Did the week push on the album, and now I'm excited to start writing some new material.
Yeah, right. You've been around promoting it?
I have. I got all over Facebook.
That's good.
All over Twitter.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you like tweeting? Do you like that?
No, I don't.
Yeah. It's it's a necessary evil nowadays.
Right.
To promote, like you just said, you're promoting your album. What are you going to do? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I try to have fun with it. I try to pretend I wasn't watching the iTunes rankings.
You can't. Yeah, I know.
I was just like, oh, I have no idea what it is, but then I would check.
You like to think you're above that, but
Yeah.
no one is. I mean, come on. You're a comic. You're doing this. I mean, the fact that we become comedians means we're enormous pretentious bores. I mean, we're just like, we think people will pay to hear us be funny. Yeah. I mean, if you become a comic, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
What do you strive for, though? Ratings or percentage or selling wise or iTunes
high as it can
wise?
get.
Well, that's
what do you expect? What do you go in expecting, and what is it?
What did it debut at?
Well, that's the funny thing. I have no idea what iTunes rankings mean. So
let me give you a hint. Nothing.
Yes. well, so I saw it go down to a number 5, and I was like, oh man, this must
5 is
number
huge.
5.
But so in my head, I'm like, this must be like just killing it.
But then it's like guys named Joe.
It's just flying off the shelf. But then they called and they were like, yeah, after the first week, you've sold 103 units.
They give you the actual numbers of because. Well, no, listen, man, but still,
good.
you're selling records.
Yeah. But in my head, I'm like, oh, this is like, I guess this is like 100,000 albums just sold.
I know, it's very deceiving. But still, 103 people who don't know you bought a record because you're funny.
Yeah,
how many followers do you have on Twitter?
I think around 3,087.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you're not a hugely famous guy yet, I mean, that's a lot. That's saying a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
So when did you start doing this?
I started doing it 8 years ago in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's where you started.
Open mic at a coffee shop called SKNet Cafe. There were about 8 people in the audience.
That's tough. Were they comics?
They were older comics. I was just at a
Perfect
college,
crowd.
and I did.
They're so sympathetic.
Yes. I had written for a month material about graduating college, which I never did that material again.
Right. Well, then you get older comics. The thing, there's nothing an older comic likes better than seeing a young comic do well. There's nothing, I mean, that's a hard room, man. It's like, it's starting there. It's not going to get any tougher. And then you live in New York now?
Yeah, I've been here for 2.5 years.
How do you like that?
I love it. It's the hustle and the grind, but as soon as you move here, like, oh, this is where you have to be.
Pretty much. I mean, L.A. too, but for stand-up comedy, it's here. It still is here, yeah, because you could do so many spots in one night, and and you're finding. What part of town do you live in?
I'm in Astoria, Queens now.
That's a nice area.
Yeah.
Like good food.
Great food.
Do you like ethnic people? You're gonna have to deal with them.
Yeah, I'm very friendly with ethnic people.
Oh, that's good. I mean, not a lot of people are.
I say, hey, you're ethnic. I like ethnic people. We should hang out. I don't have any ethnic friends, but I'd like one.
I'm Italian. I could, be your first one. John is like you. He's from a racist area.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Well, you're not racist, but the area you're from is known for being racist.
You think? Really?
Well, unless my nickname was Guinea going through your hometown.
I don't know.
What, Boston?
No, Central PA.
Now, he's from like the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area.
Oh, Harrisburg. I was just there 2 weeks ago.
Really?
I did
On 2nd Street?
Yeah.
Birthplace of the Klan.
It's a big, yeah.
One of the
That's
new
a
Klan.
big club, man. That's a nice place. They just opened that.
Yeah.
Are you on the road a lot?
Almost every week. Yeah.
Now,
Almost every
you
week.
said you started at coffee houses. Do you like doing the traditional clubs, or do you do coffee houses still?
I I love clubs on the road. Like I just did Helium. That was one of my favorite places in
In
Portland.
Philly? There's one in
Portland.
Philly, there's one in Portland, Maine or Oregon?
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite clubs I've been to. But yeah,
Is
New
it
York,
like Portlandia there?
a little bit, yeah.
That's what I gather.
What is
It
that?
really
I
is
never
like
saw Portlandia.
It's Fred Armisen.
I know he's in it, yeah.
Yeah, and they just kind of make fun of the culture.
Which
How
is
it's
what, very hippie and-
granola-y, yeah. And yeah, apparently it really is similar to that. I mean, they take it to the extreme,
Right.
but
It's a
pretty-
cartoon version of it.
it's funny. No, it's yeah. I
I'm
mean,
not
they-
saying it's a cartoon. I'm saying
yeah,
it's like,
it's a caricature.
over the top.
Yeah.
It reminds me, Portland to me is a little bit like a Planet Fitness because
sounds great.
no one judges you and everybody's a little out of shape.
Wow.
There's no way. It sounds like a place
My
that
kind of
judges
place.
you, though.
Have you been to Planet Fitness?
No. God, no. What does it look like?
It's $9.99 a month.
It is.
It's $30 cheaper than any other gym.
That
in New York.
is. That is very
My mom
cheap.
belongs there.
It's $9.99 a month, and it says judge free zone. Big signs, judge free zone. And if you drop a weight or make a grunt,
Yeah.
they will alert the lunk alarm. It's a siren that goes off, and they ask you to leave. It's amazing.
Yeah.
What?
Like if you
Yeah.
try hard,
Yeah,
If you try hard, they make you leave.
Yeah.
I guess.
Wow, that is what an
Bagels
impressive
on
concept.
Monday and pizza on Friday. That's
Is that
legit.
true?
Yeah.
What about the juice bar there? There must be a hot action, a lot of fat, cheap chicks.
That's why it's $9.99 a month. There's zero benefits.
There's nothing else
There's
there.
no juice.
Really?
There's no.
No Jews? Wow.
Wow.
No, that is no. That's in New York. A Planet Fitness.
Mhm, they're all over. New
They're
York.
everywhere
Yeah.
now. I think.
$9.99.
Yeah.
That is something else. I'll look
That's a
into
great,
that.
Yeah. Sure.
Is there one in Hoboken? Well, I got to look into that because clearly that's my problem. It's been the gyms are too expensive for me. You know? Otherwise, I'd look like a young Mark Hamill. Now, how often do you go there? You look like you're in shape.
I try to. Probably three or four times a week.
Now, you ever get
Wow.
you ever get the glunk whistle or whatever it is?
I have not received the lunk alarm, but I've
What
seen
is
it.
lunk? Is that a word I should know?
I learned from going to Planet Fitness that it's the word for the dude
When he just tries hard,
that grunts really loud.
gets his pump on.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So I imagine every pro football
Yeah.
team would get.
Is that how when
As
you
a
would lift
lunk.
when you would lift weights? Did you make that sound like sex sound?
Oh, yeah. I did. I would scream.
Did
Yeah.
you scream?
Yeah.
I'd go crazy. Yeah, dude. Well, back in the early '90s, they were like pumping us full of ephedrine before every
Steroids.
workout. Well, we were
Is that a
taking
form of a steroid?
we were taking androstenedione, which is now illegal, and
Sounds
whatever.
illegal.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Mark
something.
McGuire
Sounds like something
got
you'd find on a
busted for it.
terrorist.
Well, it comes from plants or whatever, but it apparently makes your body produce more testosterone naturally.
Okay. Of
So-
course, it's all natural.
So our strength coaches were pumping us full of that and tons of ephedrine before we would lift.
What
and
with
so everyone was
needles?
going
They would
crazy.
shoot you up.
No, just pills.
Oh,
Pills and and we'd take our bars, our protein bars, and our shakes and all that stuff.
now Joe, you
We were
played
supplementing.
golf,
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of screaming at the gym
Yeah.
for the golf.
and you
Well, you
got
have to work out. I mean, you guys probably.
yeah, you do. It's all conditioning.
had
Like
to get,
Tiger Woods is all
yeah.
about conditioning.
Tiger was really strong in the weight room. Like he would throw the weights around.
Yeah, our coach would have us work out 3 times a week at 6 a.m. gym
For
Ugh.
golf.
for golf. Yeah.
That's when
did
you
he-
got to say, hey, I don't know if this is worth it. But they were paying for some of your school, so I guess that's.
No, you got to
They're
do that. If
taking-
you're getting money for a
taking
gun.
it
So,
out of
like,
your
what's your
hide.
handicap?
It was a scratch through
Do you,
college.
do you not do it anymore?
Now I just go to Chelsea Pier twice a year
And just drive.
and hit driver into the net.
Right. Was you now you're a long game or your short game? What was your strength?
Was a good putter of the ball.
When did
That seems kind of boring.
Pretty long driver. Pretty long
Oh.
driver.
So don't
that's
yell.
good.
A lot of old people would be.
Kind of boring. It's the man's with a man.
Well, I mean, if that's your
Well, what is it?
strong
What is
suit,
your not boring?
I think driving.
Yeah.
If you're good with a driver, that's where.
Yeah.
excitement
Well, I mean, you
is.
still drive, yeah, but putting is part of the game.
Well, driving.
Yeah, but people can children can do that when they go to the pitch and putt. Like the mini golf.
So anything a kid can do is boring.
But what I'm saying is,
Women can do that.
I guess the kid's not as good.
but what I'm saying, John,
college
is I
golfer.
could dominate those kids. That's what I'm trying to say.
Got a chick
in that
for golf.
regard, and that sounds fun.
Do you
that would
hate
be
it?
fun to watch.
Do you not consider it a sport because women do it?
Golf? No.
Yeah.
No. I'm terrible at golf. I acknowledge that is a sport that I'm horrendous at.
People get really passionate about golf not being a sport.
Really?
Are you guys on a
Well, yeah,
I
no,
mean,
I've heard people
it's not like
they get mad.
I don't think you have to be like in great shape.
Yeah.
I think it helps.
Well, but Tiger
It's a
took
different kind of
took
sport.
that theory and kind of blew it up.
Right.
And his conditioning
Exactly.
is the reason, you know.
Yeah, he advanced the sport with his outlook and his intensity and
an insane
his
amount
whole
of
mental
sex.
approach. Yeah.
A lot of sex.
It's all that testosterone from all that lifting.
Right.
I mean, he made golf cool.
He did kind of.
Now, did you ever consider going pro, or you just like?
Well, so ever since I was about 13 years old, from about 21, I just wanted to play in the PGA. I just wanted to be a PGA golfer. And then my junior year of college, I just realized I wasn't going to be good enough. So no matter what I do now, I'll always just feel like a failure at golf.
Well, John, too. John wanted to play 10 years in the NFL. He only made it to 7.
Yeah.
Oh, only 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was really kind of a disappointment to his family.
7.
Yeah.
Isn't the average 2.5?
Yes. I don't know.
I, on the other hand, I've reached every life goal. I've been arrested in several countries. No, but well, listen, it's good to have something. I mean, so you just switched from golf to being a stand-up comic. It's kind of an odd thing, but you made it happen. You made it work.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I was tired of being a jock, you know. So I wanted to do something creative.
Yeah, good. Well,
Did you really feel like that?
Yeah, because
jock?
I mean, not in the form of
John saying you weren't a jock.
I'm just kidding.
no,
man.
but
No, because you said people would give you a hard time and say golf wasn't a sport, and I think you expected me to say, yeah, it's not a sport. You
But
guys aren't
secretly,
doing
that's how
anything.
you feel.
I deep down, yes, I do feel like that, but
Football's big.
I'm bad at doing what you're good at. So
If someone posed,
there are aspects of that sport that completely elude me.
if someone posed the golf being a sport question while you were shot up with pyharazine in the weight room or whatever, yeah, golf is a sport.
Well, I am biased, and I feel like if you're 70 and you can do it, then
It's not a sport.
it's a sport, but it's a low impact sport for everyone.
I think if a broad can do it, it's not a sport. The Artie Lange Show. Back with Joe Zimmerman.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.